Welcome to Speculation Sunday. We got Just Ask Danny in the house.
What's up? What's up?
Danny,
Glad to be back. We have a lot to talk about.
how are you doing? How was your weekend? Give us an update, man. How are you?
Yeah, I just got back today. I was actually out of town visiting family from Thanksgiving. So I'm back and ready. During the time I was away, all that news dropped. So we got a lot to talk about today for this Speculation Sunday, and I can't wait to see what everyone thinks.
Dude, too much info. Too much info. It was all on one day. Literally one day. Uh, yeah, Soto to the Mets. Uh, Maybe the Dodgers. We dodged one there. What's up, Arnata Venture? Happy Sunday. Happy Speculation Sunday from my Alyssa. But thank you, everybody, for joining. For the most part, I feel like we're just going to talk a whole lot of Disneyland because that's really where all the news went today. And it's really cool because they're just giving us the schedule. You don't have to guess. It's here it is. Before we get started, was there any topics or anything that you wanted to get into, Danny?
I mean, no, I think we kind of are probably going to think about going into the same thing in
Mm-hmm.
regards to what was announced. As far as the calendar, and then of course 70th details. So we'll get into that.
All right, let's do it. We're gonna start off. We're gonna start off with the 70th. Disneyland dropped pretty much like it's a guide to the 70th anniversary for Disneyland, which is gonna start next year. The first big thing is this one right here, Danny. World of Color, which is gonna be called World of Color Happiness. That's the official name. Um, this is gonna be like, where is it? Right here. We're gonna explore happy through a kaleidoscope. I hate that word. Kaleidoscope of emotions, hosted by joy and other emotions from Pixar Inside Out. Along the way, the emotions manifest music and moments from favorite Walt Disney Studios. Blah blah blah. We're gonna have Goofy movie, Little Mermaid, of course, Encanto. They're just sticking that in everywhere. Uh, Wish is on there, so shockingly, Turning Red, Tangled. How are you feeling about this one? This is brand new. Elsa's in there.
Yeah, this sounds exciting. Being that it's led by the emotions, it almost makes you wonder if it should have debuted during Pixar Fest last year. But since it's not fully Pixar, I guess it makes sense. But it sounds exciting. It sounds good. I'm hearing a lot of happiness, 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 and it makes me think of, if you want to pull up really quick, Mondo, on YouTube, um, type in uh, Tokyo Disney Happiness is Here on YouTube.
Let me see.
I feel like, and our friend Jared actually brought this up. I feel like they're gonna borrow from Tokyo, because they had their like 35th anniversary, and it was like the Happiness is Here um, anniversary, and like we borrow a lot of their stuff, right? As far as like now their merch and all that stuff. So the Happiness is Here, that song, if you want to play the song, just like a little clip of it.
No, I
I
played it
feel like we're
loud.
gonna have that song stuck
I,
in
I,
somewhere.
I know. I played that song. Instant copyright on me. Dude, Japan copyrights or just like
Oh
Japan
my
Disney
god.
music, they just come after you, dude. So, but it's a good song. I heard it. It's really good. Disneyland's really never used like the keyword happy like this, huh? I don't ever recall them like
No,
they usually say
it's always
happiest.
been
It's the
like
happiest place on earth.
yeah, it's always been the happiest place because we're the happiest place on earth, and Magic Kingdom is the most magical place on earth. So it's always been our slogan. So we haven't used happiness or like happy other than just our slogan. As far as like the main, it's always been like um, happiest homecoming on earth, was the 50th anniversary celebration, and it was all based on gold. And then the 60th anniversary celebration was called the Diamond Celebration because 60's diamond.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I was expecting something like jewel related for the 70th, and then they went totally different with like the happiness celebration for 70. So who knows?
How do you feel about this assortment of character and music?
I think there's good. They've got a good mix of old and new, right? So they've got the Lion King in there. We're seeing Little Mermaid that would, really draw towards maybe like parents nowadays that would grow up in like maybe the 90s. And then a lot of things that can, relate to kids nowadays, like Inside Out 2. Oh, I forgot Goofy movie for the parents as well.
Yeah.
But like Inside Out 2, Turning Red, Frozen, Encanto. So like really more relevant to the audience that's watching it and then their parents. So I think that'll be cool. Everyone loved having anything Goofy movie related in the fireworks show they did for 90s night. So I'm seeing Powerline right there. If we see any of the Powerline songs in World of Color, I think people are going to freak out by that and they're going to really love it. And that'll probably be like one of the more viral, like,
Yeah. Oh, just lost Danny. What? Uh-oh. What the heck? I don't know what happened right there. Can you hear me, Danny?
yeah.
What the heck? I think for some reason, like, the stream on Twitter died. But can everybody hear me? Let me start off with that. Can you guys hear the words coming out of my mouth? Hold on. I think we should still be live on YouTube. Well, I guess no X. I don't know what happened with that. Let me make sure everybody could hear me. I feel like you're more clearer now too, Danny, like connection wise. We hear
We
you.
lost an X.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't. That's like the first time that's happened to me, where just the X live stream dies. Oh well. Oh well. Nothing I could do about it. I'll just delete it. Yes, we could hear. Okay, YouTube's the one that matters. Let me go back to it. Do you feel it's weird that Moana's not on here? Or it's just like we're good. We don't need Moana.
Maybe she is.
Maybe she is. It's a secret.
Yeah, maybe it's not on there.
Like when I look at this, why is Scar and Ursula on here? You know, and this whole thing is like happiness. There's no happiness for Scar. I don't know. This is a weird assortment of things that are going on here, but I like it. Like overall, I like it. Fort Town has great music that people are gonna love and dance to. Powerline for sure. Lion King has great music. Elsa has great music. The Tangled, I'm kind of like, where are they gonna go with that one? The fact that they have Ursula, it has to be Poor Unfortunate Souls. Like I don't know what else it would be. And I guess the Encanto is gonna be is her what's her name again? Gosh,
Mirabelle?
Marab. No. This the lady right above me,
Oh,
Isabella,
Luisa.
Luisa. I'm guessing it's just her song. Um, Scar and Ursula is for anger. So that's how they're gonna do it. We're gonna play off all the emotions. Who's this girl right here? What song comes out of that?
Ennui.
Yeah, what's her name? Ennui.
Ennui, yeah.
Ennui. It's kind of surprising to see Wish making appearance in this too. But whatever. I'm excited. I hope it's a banger. I really do. It's good to move on from World of Color 1. Paint the Night coming back to Disneyland. It's official. Disneyland. And also too, to go on with the comment about Paint the Night at Disneyland, Scott Gustin confirmed that Magic Happens will not return next year. So
Yeah,
paint the
it
night
needs
and carry
a.
the way.
I'm hoping that this means that, um, this parade sticks around through the 70th, and when they go into like Christmas Fantasy Parade and all. Well, basically after the 70th technically ends, we go into the Halloween season.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that still sticks around for Halloween and only goes away for the
Christmas.
Christmas season. Yeah. So I'm hoping this is like the new stick around parade, and that we don't
And
just see it
to
for that celebration only.
to say to that, Danny, the last time we saw Paint the Night went into Halloween at DCA.
Hmm.
Yeah, so Paint the Night being around for Halloween time ain't nothing new.
It's gonna be
Um,
weird seeing this on Main Street again, Mondo.
do do you think we get a new float? This is the 70th. Like, and who deserves a new float? That's a good question.
I don't know. Yeah. What I would like to see more than a new float is I'd like to see them have. I know this is a lot of work, and I don't know necessarily they would do it. And I didn't even pay attention to the ones that were, taking pictures of on the street. But I kind of wish the floats um, were able to go back to their original size, because they had to cut them down in size to come over to DCA to fit under all those cables,
Yeah,
for this red trolley. So it'd be nice if they put them back to their original size when they first debuted at Disneyland, much grander, much taller. We had that big Frozen float, remember, and like the Little Mermaid float was so much bigger when it was on Main Street, and they had to cut it all off to fit under the ropes.
I'm trying to find a picture of that. The Little Mermaid one changed too.
Yeah, it got shorter because the big wave on the back of the Little Mermaid float, um, that went over King Triton's head. They couldn't have that.
All right
They couldn't
here.
have that. Yeah, they couldn't have that in DCA because it's too tall.
I,
So they had to
yeah,
basically remove that whole wave section.
the whole top thing.
Hmm.
Wow. And then the Frozen one, dude. I didn't recall that. Wow. I just know that the Frozen one got changed big time. Here it is, right here. Dude,
It
look
was
at
huge.
that. That thing is massive. Did we don't have a Frozen section anymore in Paint the Night, right?
We didn't when it was in DCA. So
Yeah.
someone was saying it'd be back. Um, I don't know who confirmed that it was going to be back. If maybe they were just because of the images Disney used had the Frozen float in there, or did Disney actually say it was confirmed, or did Scott say it was confirmed? I don't know, but some people are putting in the chat that it's confirmed, and I did see on Twitter too. Someone posted like confirmed the Frozen float's coming back, and
What? Let me ask the Instagram. Let me ask the
no,
Instagram.
I don't know.
Um, I'll just put a random. Dude, that's a good question. Is Frozen Float coming back? Is Frozen Paint the Night Float coming back? Let's see what people say. That's a good question. Also, notice they said Frozen Float is back. Isn't that the one? Yep, we were just talking about. What's up, Jarrett? Uh, Aiden, 14 months. Fired up. They need to get rid of the Incredible segment and change it to something new. Oh man, I just want to say when that froze or when the Incredible float got created and concept art, the hype was like real. We're getting Pixar Pier, Incredibles coaster, the Incredibles 2 movie, and all that. And the Incredibles float debuted, and I thought it was awesome. But as time went on, and I mean like 2 weeks, a lot of stuff stopped working, and they just never worked again. Um, I'm cool with the Incredibles and Paint the Night. I ain't complaining. I like it. You want it to go, Danny, or you're cool with it staying too?
I'd rather have the Frozen float back if that means, but I mean, I don't know that Disney would like invest in that, or if it's even possible to put it back to the way it was. I don't know. People are saying in the Disneyland media kit, Paint the Night, the Frozen float is photographed. Like, I think they just are using photographs from when it was at Disneyland, right? And when it was at
Yeah.
Disneyland, it had all those OG floats. So I don't necessarily know that we should look too much into it as far as the photographs are concerned, unless Disney confirms that like that's what's happening. Um, but I guess we'll have to just wait to see when it debuts, what floats are actually in it. It would make the most sense to just bring back the Incredibles float since it's already, you
Start.
know, been erected and changed.
Also, too, I didn't mention, but May 16th is the opening of a 70th celebration, and it's going to run all the way through summer 2026. Um, any thoughts about them starting in May, Danny? Because I was hoping a March. You know what I mean? That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, I was too. I was hoping to March as well, but it looks like if you look now on the new calendar that Disney shared with us, I feel like last year they kind of didn't want the same thing to happen again. So I really feel like Season of the Forest kind of got lost in Pixar Fest big time. It had a really strong debut that initial weekend, but then people didn't really care about it anymore because Pixar Fest started and that's all they cared about. And so I feel like they're really trying to give each segment, if you look at the calendar, its own spot. So we've got Lunar New Year Festival, then Celebrate Gospel, then Food and Wine Festival, and then over at Disneyland side during Food and Wine, they'll have Season of the Force, and Season of the Force will completely end before the 70th kicks off. So they don't want to have competing like celebrations going on in the park. So
Yeah.
they're truly giving Season of the Force its own special time at Disney. So I'm hoping that means that we're going to get some more great food options, not only inside Galaxy's Edge, but other places as well too. Mondo and I had a really great time during Season of the Force last year. They
I
did
loved
some
it.
really great stuff this year. So, but if I feel like it just fizzled off like right away. And then of course we had the debut of the fireworks show um, in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge during Season of the Force, but it also happened to be the bring back of Phantasmic too. So there was
Yeah.
a lot going on that weekend. Um, but now I like the fact that Season of the Force has its own time, its own celebration moment. I think that's why they're doing it. The celebration for Disneyland 70th is definitely shorter than I thought it was going to be. But it makes sense as if they're trying to give every section its own like moment.
Yeah. Um, Let me keep going, Danny. Paint the Night. It's the hype's gonna be ridiculous. A lot of dessert packages. Honestly, infinite dessert packages will be sold for Paint the Night. I want to do one. Um, Disneyland. I feel when they do like 50th, 60th, 70th, isn't there a new firework that comes with it? But this year, Wondrous Journey just, I guess it's just too damn good. And they're bringing it back for the 70th. Any thoughts on that one, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, it makes me question it a little bit too, right? The whole celebration's about happiness. They could have borrowed that song from Tokyo Disney. They could have made some new show centered around happiness, right? The 70th anniversary. In fact, instead, they're just bringing us Wondrous Journey, which was from the Disney 100. It doesn't necessarily like it doesn't really necessarily celebrate Disneyland, right? But
I don't think it
this
does at
particular
all.
celebration, they're really yeah, this celebration, they're really trying to hone in on Walt Disney, and they said it in like the the press event of it all. They were saying like the Wondrous Journey harkens back to the early days of Walt Disney and all the classic cartoons from the early Disney studio days. And since
Yeah.
we're gonna have the brand new Walt Disney attraction that's gonna be debuting over in Main Street, I feel like the focus is on Walt, and so in their mind, Walt Disney, okay, animation. But I feel like maybe there should be more focus on Disneyland because it's Disneyland's anniversary as 70. But then again, we had a lot of people tell us that 75 is what really Disney cares about. So maybe there'll be more of a Disneyland focus in like the history of Disneyland when we go to 75 instead of 70.
Mm-hmm. Uh, for me, Wondrous Journey, I can't complain that we're getting more of it. I was hoping we get a new firework though, show dedicated to 70th, and then specific to Disneyland. But I get what you're saying that like Walt Disney seems to be like this is like a celebration of him too, especially with the animatronic just around the corner. Better together, Pixar Pal celebration coming back. For this one, Danny, I just felt anything at DCA is a good thing. I ain't even trying to complain. I know a lot of people weren't that fond of this parade, but I'm cool with it. I like it. How do you feel?
Yeah, I think anything there is really going to help. They need something to kind of draw people over. They're going to have, the happiness celebration happening on both parks. They're going to have little celebration moments in front of the Buena Vista Street, like Carthay. So I think they talked a little bit about that in the 70th breakdown on Disney Parks blog. So they're going to have like their own special magic moments. So this just gives people, an opportunity to stay in DCA and enjoy entertainment there, right? They can do World of Color at night. They can do the Pixar Better Together parade during the day and really kind of spend their whole day there and not have to go to Disneyland to experience 70th essentially like celebration. So there's something new at DCA with World of Color, and then there's something new at Disneyland for Paint the Night.
Yeah. Um, Here's the big one. We got the 70th, I guess you could say the colorway and what the castle is going to look like. How are you feeling about the 70th celebration colors and just like the concept art that we're looking at? What do you think, Danny?
Everything's really colorful. If you scroll down a little bit too, you got Mickey and Minnie's outfits and then a different view of the castle. I'm gonna withhold judgment until I see it in person, right? Um, I uh, First impressions are it's not what I would expect for 70,
I don't think
but
anybody would have
it
been
might
like,
look
"Oh,
really good in person.
that's the 70th outfit right there." I would have said like that's like an after dark event outfit or something. That's just how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. Mickey's got his like asymmetrical jacket going. Um, I don't know. It is very Tokyo vibes for sure. It's very on par with their celebrations where their outfits are like really over the top that match the celebration. So I'm getting those vibes. I'm going to be curious to see what the other characters are dressed like because we've always had special things done for every single one.
Yeah, Goofy,
So I'm curious
Chanel.
to see how those turn out as well.
Um, what about the 70th? We got a bunch of 70th on everything. I like the gold. I like the gold.
I like the gold too.
Yeah, I can't wait, dude. I can't wait to see it all. Then we got like an outfit. Here's like a first look at the sweater. Um, I'm not a fan of the Mickey and Minnie on it, but I do like the bottom 70th being gold right there, Danny. I like that. I like the gold. I just like the gold.
Did you have I didn't check on your video, Mondo. Did you have a chance to go to Starbucks like we talked about last time and check out the 70th logo on their merch that they had?
No, I didn't. I totally forgot when I went, but somebody tagged me on Instagram. I still have it. Oh, hold on. I still have it. Somebody tagged me on Instagram. Let me go to Instagram. Um, is it still up? Yep, there it is. It was Justin. Thank you, Justin, for tagging me. That's the first look of anything that's come to Disney. $30. Oh yeah, you can see the 70th right there. All right, all right. I don't know if I would buy that, but it's cool to finally see something 70th. Didn't they sell 70th stuff also already at D23, if I can remember?
Yeah, it looked like that. It looked like that stuff. However, I don't remember them having a Starbucks collab though. I mean, maybe they
Yeah,
did. I just didn't see.
I know. I
But
don't
they
remember
had
the
stuff
start.
with that design on it.
We got FL Vlogs, 21 months. Man, I'm excited for Paint the Night for 70th anniversary. We love the one from the 60th back from 2015. Hopefully is a good or better for the 70th. Dude, Paint the Night's ridiculously awesome. It's gonna be people gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be crazy. Um Overall, how do you feel about this guy, Danny? Maybe there's a couple surprises still to come. Obviously, a foodie guy, that's going to be a big deal whenever that debuts. But how do you feel about this mixed match of things to celebrate the 70th? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, there's a little moment too I wanted to bring up. It's after Mickey and Minnie in their costume. There's a paragraph there. It says, "In the evenings at California Adventure, the exterior of Carthay Circle Restaurant will invite everyone to celebrate happy during a special moment filled with music, lights, and projection effects. And at Disneyland, the facade of It's a Small World will also get a new projection show." So they're gonna have like a celebrate happy moment at both parks, which I think is pretty cool. It'll get people to cover both of those and showcase both of those because they're going to want to do them both. I don't know if it'll be possible to do both in one night, but we'll have to see on opening weekend where people can get what they want to get.
I like that projection mapping is going to be used in different ways because we see it for Oogie Boogie. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm excited. Celebrate happy. World of Color happy. Just all this happy. I'm ready for happiness at the parks. It's going to be really cool. For me, I feel Disney did what they could do, and this is where they landed. I think we're in a good spot. Wondrous Journey's A plus. Paint the Night is A plus. Um, I could only assume that wall animatronic that's going to be coming soon too. That's going to be A plus. So I feel like we're set up really really nicely to just have fun like in the day and at night. Um, I feel like when the 70th is kicking, for the most part, people ain't going home. They're gonna stay for Paint the Night. They're gonna stay for Wondrous Journey. Uh, and the dessert packages, like or just food packages. They're gonna sell a lot of that parade package. They're about to make a lot of money next year. A lot of money. Let's bring back the 24-hour kickoff again for the 70th. Is that a thing, Danny, for the 60th? Because I was hanging out with my Alyssa a couple or yesterday, and she was saying that like she wants the 24-hour thing to come back. Is that how the 60th kicked off with the 24-hour? Or what? What is the
My list has been
lore?
saying that. My Alyssa has been saying that every single live stream we do. She always wants that to come back.
What is the lore behind the 24-hour day? Because that to me, like that's crazy talk. Like why was Disneyland even doing that?
I think the lore was like the first one was 2006. It was like after the 50th anniversary, and it was on a leap year, and and it was like the whole concept behind it was like extra Disney Day because there's like an extra day in the year because it's a leap year. And so that extra day, Disneyland was open for 24 hours. And then they like fast forwarded again, like did it again. Um, Maybe it was during the 60th. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But they did it again multiple times. So, and then they stopped doing it. So I don't necessarily know that we'll ever see that come back again though, because Disney doesn't work that way anymore.
Look at that. Disneyland shuts gates as crowd overwhelm 24-hour leap day event. I'm just kidding. This is March 1st, 2012, Danny. Uh,
Mm. I thought it was 2006. It was 2012 then, I guess. Which makes sense
2012.
because that's around the time of the celebration. I think it was 2016, right? Or was it 2018?
Uh,
2016 for no, it was 2015 for 60th, right?
Look, it says, but Disney's One More Disney Day event turned into One More Disney at Disaster. As one disgruntled fan put it on Twitter when Disneyland announced the park was full at 9:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Disneyland cut off ticket sales from 11 p.m. till 12:30 a.m. Thursday before announcing that access to the park has resumed at 2 a.m. Damn, dude, people were that crazy to go to Disneyland at 2 a.m.
Dude,
That's
people were sleeping in Tomorrowland.
They were sleeping in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
hey, hey, to Disney executive, this is like a dream. We got people buying tickets all damn day into the nights. Oh man, I never was a part of these 24-hour events, so like I don't have any connection to it. Um, all right, that's it for the 70th. To talk about 2025, Disneyland gave us once again the full calendar. Lunar New Year, Celebrate Gospel, Food and Wine. We got the dates for Season of the Force, Disneyland 70th, Halloween starting August 22nd, Plaza de Familia. The holidays begin November 14th, and Festival of the Holidays over there at DCA on the 14th. The big thing that came out of this as well was 90s Night. For After Dark event, we're going to have Sweetheart Night, 90s Night, Star Wars Night, Pride Night, and then Oogie Boogie with 80 Days. Shout out to 90s Night! 90s Night. And then to top it all off, Sweetheart and 90s Night for Inspire Magic Key holders goes on sale in like 2 days, the 10th, December 10th. How do you feel about 90s Night, Danny? How do you feel about 90s Night, Danny? Danny's gone. Oh, oh man. Hold on. I'm gonna send Danny a link right now. Oh man. All right. I'm just waiting for Danny. I don't know what happened. Oh, it says it booted him out. Hopefully it lets him back in. I don't know what's going on. And I restarted my computer too before we went live. Uh, all right. Let's see if we could get Danny back. We got him. I think we got him. No. There he is, Danny. We got you back. How do you feel about 90s Night? We're going to get to the point.
I love 90s Night. It's one of my favorites. So I'm excited to do it again. I don't know if it's going to be exactly the same way as it was last time, but it's one of the coolest nights, especially the fireworks show that they did. So, and I'm excited too. They're planning on doing a tribute to some of the 90s parades that were really popular, like the Lion King celebration and the Mulan parade. So that's kind of cool that they called that out already. So, the food was awesome at this event. Everyone's costumes were cool. Just a really fun night. So I'm excited to do it again. Tickets go on sale in 2 days.
2 days. Inspire Key. They actually put some info on here. Where are we at? Dan, do we got a character list? What is this? Wow, Darkwing Duck. Oh, look, they're going to bring back the keepsake bag, Danny. Dan. I need to do a post about. I didn't know that. I didn't know they put it on the Disneyland website. Wow, they're already giving us. We're gonna get Hercules, dude. That is a jacked Hercules. Holy smokes, that is Hercules dressed to impress, huh? Wow. Are you even interested in the other days, Danny? Sweetheart Night, Star Wars Night, Oogie Boogies. What do you think?
I had really fun at Pride Night last time I went. But for cost wise, I think I'm just gonna have to um, just stick with 90s night. Since it's something that we all were dying to do,
Yeah.
and then maybe this year, depending on what we get for Oogie Boogie Bash, maybe I throw one of those in. I don't know. I didn't do Oogie Boogie Bash last year, or this year technically, and I didn't regret it, and neither did Mondo. So.
No.
Uh, so we'll see. We'll see. But right now, I think I'm just gonna buy tickets for the 90s night and go from there. I got tickets last minute for the Pride night, and that was fun, but I didn't like go out of my way to get them. So just for like budget purposes.
Yeah. If I can, I want to go to both '90s nights. The other events, I just do not care. I'm good. I'm just over it. If no Powerline Max, then the event is a no for me. They're for sure gonna have Powerline Max. That Powerline Max had a 4 hour wait, and people waited. They didn't do shit the whole event. They didn't do nothing except wait in line for Powerline. I couldn't believe my eye. People paid $150 for that photo. Nostalgic Latino. What? What's up, dude? Brother, we're finally gonna meet up. 90s night. Hey, we gotta get the tickets. Dude, I hope to meet you there though, man. I'm hyped for 90s night. 90s night. It's the only event where I'm like, I gotta go every day, whatever, however there many were. I would love to go every single day. Um, and we're gonna see a lot of characters that we're probably never gonna see again. Roger Rabbit, or was Roger Rabbit 80s? Was that 80s or 90s? I don't even remember anymore. Man, it's just you meet a lot of
Uh,
characters that that you're just gonna see them in that event only.
yeah.
All right, let's move on to the other bit of news that came out. It came from Scott Gustin, December 10th. More stuff happening on the 10th. Tiana's Bayou Adventure dropping the virtual queue and just going to regular standby. And even single writers going to come with this all. How do you feel? Are you thankful, or you like the
Yeah.
virtual queue?
I'm excited. I'm excited. Disneyland won't have anything in virtual queue anymore except for World of Color, which really helps the guest experience, in my opinion. The average guest just doesn't really know what virtual queue is or what it needs to be done. And if you've seen Tiana's Bayou Adventure in any recent days, the line itself is pretty dead. And they're waiting. People are just kind of waiting around the front of it for their virtual queue to be called, and the line itself is kind of dead. So I don't really necessarily know that it's benefiting Disney too much in what they would normally want to seek out a virtual queue for. So I think this is the right move. Maybe if this had debuted in the summer, it'd be a different story, but it's debuting in like a very cold season. So typically you would see Splash Mountain have lines that are really short during this time, potentially even a walk on. So, maybe we see a little bit longer of a wait for Tiana just because this is a new ride. So,
Yeah. And there's a lot of people that are just like, I want to see the new thing. The new thing, it's a very strong thing at Disneyland. Uh, I'm excited. It's going to be nice to be like, you want to do Tiana's at night? One of those crazy people? I like that. I like Tiana's at night. Or Splash Mountain back then. Because it's a walk on and it's such a fun ride. Especially when you get to do it by yourself. You don't get as wet. Um, all right. Let me see. Where are we? I think that's it for all that schedule and that from Disneyland. But we did have somebody else that wanted to get involved with all this 2025 madness. and that was Universal Studios. Universal Studios themselves also dropped a 2025 schedule, and I feel like for me, I just got left with more like questions because where is it? Here it is. So
Well, I
you
think the nice part I would say the nice part, Mondo, real quick about this schedule and Disney's schedule. Last year was the first time Disney had ever done this schedule, and it
know,
was great because we were always literally having to wait until last minute to see when was Halloween going to be, when was Christmas going to be. We wouldn't find out until like just a few weeks before when they issued a post. And with Universal, it was like even worse when it came to Halloween Horror Nights. Orlando would know their dates like so far in advance, and we wouldn't know until like right before the event, and it was so annoying being able to like not plan. And so now we can see all the way until next Halloween. We know exactly what weekend Halloween Horror Nights is going to start. So like we can make sure people who are planning trips or whatnot and they want to be there at opening weekend of Halloween Horror Nights, they can make sure that's blocked out on their calendar. They know when it's going to be. So I'm happy that Universal's finally doing this. We've been asking for this specifically, Mondo, on Halloween Horror Nights for a long time. So
I feel like attendance going to go up because people can plan for it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
I
people
agree.
people like booking out a year in advance and all that kind of stuff. Like that happens a lot. What's your best guess at summer event? I don't really recall Universal doing summer events. I guess you could say the 60th was a summer event for the tram, which was really cool. But what do you think
Hmm.
summer event? You think it's something big? Something something upper lot? Is it part of the studio tour? Like what route can they go? You know what I mean? This one's it's funny that they even put this out there. I feel like they didn't even want to put none of this out there, but they just did. They're like, just put it out there. Disneyland's doing it, we'll do it.
Yeah. I don't know what the summer event is, honestly. I can't even think of anything that it could be. Um, I think everyone's really excited about Fan Fest nights, and that's kind of like we got to get through that hurdle. Um, so that'll be really fun. I don't know what Butterbeer season is. I don't know what Back to Hogwarts is. Like, there's a lot of things I've never seen.
Uh oh. Why do we keep losing Danny? I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. we're just we're just destined. All these hurdles. We're going through all these hurdles. I still keep trying to think of what summer event could mean. Um, what do you guys think in the chat? I want to ask the chat. What do you guys think summer event could be, which is June 14th to August 10th? So it's like that's like 2 months, pretty much 2 months. We do have a Jurassic movie coming out in June, maybe Jurassic Park theme event. That would be sick. I would love that. No complaints from me. Can you hear me, Danny?
Yeah,
All right, dude. I feel like the connection's better this time. I don't know why, but it's
I
just
don't
like
know.
it's
It
clear.
keeps on doing it, but then like whenever you share a screen, like then it starts to fail.
Um, Jared was saying maybe it could be Jurassic, like a Jurassic World theme, because there's a movie coming out during that time. I could see that.
Mhm.
Universal loves
Okay,
connecting movies to things. You know what I mean?
that's true. That's true. I
Uh,
didn't even think about that.
Summer event is early opening of Fast and Furious coaster. I doubt it. There's no way. There's no way. Super Mario event. I would open with open arms. I would love a Mario event. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. It's good that they're doing this. That way, people can plan their trips and save money for trips. For sure. Universal is just as expensive as anything. Um, Before we get out of here, how do you feel about September 4th for Halloween Horror Nights, Danny? as
I like
opening
it.
day.
September 5th was this year, so we're not that far off. So I really like that time. Let's just hope it's not 100 degrees again. That's the only hope, is that we
Reality.
have a semi decent night as far as weather is concerned. I don't want 105 again, because I barely made it through that night.
Yeah.
Barely made it through.
um, that's it for all the parks blog, and then the 2025. I kept hoping there would be something from Knott's, because I feel like Knott's could have easily done a calendar, but that's it. Any other things that you want to talk about before we open up like a Q&A?
Yeah, so we have some things we didn't discuss, right? In the schedule of events post that Disney shared, they did say that Avengers Campus construction would be starting. So in order for that to happen, they gave us finally the final day of the red car trolley, and they said the red car trolley would be available for guests up until February 8th, 2025, which is weird because February 8th is DCA's birthday.
Oh,
So that's weird. That's a weird time for it to no longer be available. But they did say as well too that the red car trolley would be parked on Buena Vista Street moving forward for people to take photos and stuff. So they're kind of do the same thing that they did to the Jolly Trolley for a while before they redid Toontown, and they parked it on Buena Vista Street. So, I was kind of taking photos and videos of it this time, being like, maybe this is the last time we're going to see it decorated for the holidays, but maybe they continue to decorate it and do it up for the different holidays, but it just doesn't move anywhere. It just stays right there on Buena Vista Street at the station. So, kind of nice, there for photos. Oswald, maybe we can take photos in front of it or something. Who knows? But end of an era with the trolley, and they're going to start working on all that stuff over in Avengers Campus, and then of course in downtown Disney, they also shared with us like timelines for all the different things that were opening there. So lots of things on the horizon. They even shared stuff about the Lunar New Year Festival. They showed Mickey and Minnie in their new costumes. It looks like Mickey's in or Minnie's in it, from what I know, like a traditional Korean costume, I think.
I've never seen Minnie wear that before. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
I kept hoping we get May May as the red panda, Danny. I feel why
Yeah,
don't
so
they
Mickey
do
and
it?
Minnie Mouse will debut with all new outfits of traditional Korean attire, because it looks like a hungbok or whatever. Forgot what they call it, but Minnie, I recognize that dress, that like being traditional Korean, that Minnie's wearing. I just didn't know that Mickey's attire was also traditional Korean too.
Yeah, I love Lunar New Year. It's one of my favorite events. Um, for red car trolley, like if the Hyperion was leaving or Hollywood Land was leaving, do you think we're on the horizon of an announcement soon, or not yet? Not yet. All the construction that's happening is just behind the headquarters of Avengers. Do you think that's just why they haven't announced nothing else?
Yeah, I don't know necessarily that they're going to start any of the other stuff just yet. But they know that this is coming first, so they can talk about it first. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Where is it? I'm trying to bring up that concept art, that like brand new one they got. God, there's so many concept arts now for Avenger Campus this wild. Yeah, I don't have to go into it. We're good. Are you gonna run a? Are you gonna go on February 8th for the last day of the red car trolley? I'm not that attached to the red car trolley like that, Danny. Are you?
I like it because I don't know. It's part of like DCA's, like when DCA was first opened, right? It was a really bad park, and they had to spend $2 billion to fix it, and the whole storyline of Buena Vista Street was very prevalent in the renovation and redo of DCA and the storyline behind it all. and that included the trolleys. So it was like a huge part of the renovation if you were there when that was all happening. So it's a big deal, the red car trolleys, and they spent so much money not that long ago just redoing the trolley so that it could charge wirelessly on the Buena Vista Street station and not on the old station that used to be next to the Tower of Terror at the time, not Guardians. They
Yeah.
spent all that money redoing and removing. If you remember, we had construction walls up not that long ago around the Buena Vista Street station for the trolley, so that the trolley could wirelessly charge when it was sitting there rather than in the back. So it's funny that they spent all that money and then they're just going to get rid of it. So, but I mean, it is what it is. I have a little bit of
Welcome to Disneyland. We spent lots
yeah.
of money over here. Just budget cut it. We're gonna get rid of it later, anyways. That's true because I've seen those things on the ground. I remember that. I was like, "What the heck?" And it was just the whole wireless charging. I remember
Mm-hmm.
that. um, let me see. I think that's it for like. Oh no, I just want to mention one thing. I caught this on the way out yesterday. I actually had a chance to watch World of Color season of Light, and it was so good. But I noticed this on the way out, and I was like, "What the heck?" I heard nobody ever talk about it. They added these tables to the fence.
Oh, yeah.
Look at how cool that is.
I saw those too.
I've never seen that. That to me, that's new. That's new, which is genius. They need to put more of those everywhere. They don't impede on walkways, and it's just convenient. Because half the time you're just eating like something that 5 to 10 minutes, and then you keep moving with your day. So I just wanted to bring that up. There's nice little tables on the walkways. Uh, February 8th is DCA's birthday. They never do nothing though. You would never know February 8th is DCA's birthday. The world, according to Jim, he went last night. He live streamed the processional. Oh, okay. Yeah, I was at the processional yesterday. Uh, can they put the trolley in downtown Disney for a photo op? Probably not. I don't think so because it has to be on a uh, like a railing that like a train railing. Um, all right, I think that's it. I don't really have any much. I feel like that was the 70th and then the schedule of both parks. Uh, yeah, that's it, Danny. That's it for me on my end. Um, I do want to open up if you guys want to any topics or questions that you want us to go over. I would love to go and talk about it now. I want to open up to Q&A. So if anybody has anything you guys want to talk about, um, is there anything in specific that you would like to talk about, Danny?
No, we talked about majority of it. I was really interested in, bringing up the stuff about the trolley, and then, and of course, the schedule. I saw the little blurb about the Carthay Circle thing, and I was very interested to see that Disney would getting its own show at California Adventure as well too. I think I'm mostly excited, truly, just on what kind of foodie guides all these things bring out. Like I mentioned earlier, I'd love to see what we get for the Season of the Force. At Disneyland, and all the different lands and different food offerings they can showcase during that period, since it's going to be a focus and not like a double celebration like with Pixar Fest. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see how each thing folds out. I can't wait to see 70th merch as it comes into the stores. What they're going to do for the 70th, as far as like the actual decor all throughout Main Street. We got a preview of that, right, with the castle. But usually with these celebrations, they're a lot more grandiose when it comes to these things. So I'm really excited to see all that kind of come to fruition. And I love that we got this calendar of events again, especially since we know now when holidays is going to be, when Halloween's going to be. We know when all the After Dark events are going to be. We don't have to wait for, well, oh, Mondo, when are they going to announce 90s night? When are they going to announce Pride night? Like, we don't know. Like,
Already out there.
we know every single night. We know every single Oogie Boogie Bash night. Everyone can start planning, like Mondo was saying. It's so helpful. I don't know why they held all that stuff secret before. It's better to just know it all up front, so people can start planning their trips. And I think that they need that more than ever, right? People are starting to be a little bit more discerning with their money, especially in these times. And so giving people, arming them with the knowledge of when things are going to be will allow them to book their trips when they want to come. Whereas they might be like, oh, I'm going to wait till Disney tells us when Halloween is. And then maybe as they get closer and wait for that, they forget about it and they don't book it. Well, if Disney's telling them in advance, they can be like, okay, we're booking August, 23rd, because I want to be there on opening day of Halloween and all that kind of stuff. So the only thing I noticed that was kind of crazy with that schedule, Mondo, is that I don't know if you noticed this, but the first Oogie Boogie Bash actually takes place on August 17th, and Halloween season doesn't start till August 22nd.
I know. I thought that's weird. Why is that?
Yeah.
It's just like we
There's
want to make
actually
more money.
there's actually 3 Oogie Boogie Bashes at DCA before Halloween even starts.
It's so weird. I think they just look
Mhm.
at Oogie Boogie as a complete moneymaker. We keep selling out. We keep making this event worse and worse, but people keep buying it. uh, dude, look at the dates of Oogie Boogie, Danny. Wow. I don't even know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31 days. A full month dedicated to Oogie Boogie, dude. Dude. I don't think I've ever seen any After Dark event hit 31 days. Dang, that's wild. That's so wild. Super money maker. Oh man.
Yeah,
We
so
got
we got Halloween time starting a little bit earlier this year, holidays starting a little bit earlier this year. Um, just a lot of things that are not normally the case starting early. The Lunar New Year festival starting pretty quickly after Disneyland's holiday season wraps up. So that'll be fun too, to see, kind of what new food offerings we get. We've done really, really well with the food and wine, or the Festival of Holidays this year. Some fire offerings at all the booths, um, to the point where I wanted to buy 2 tabs, right? 2, like, sip.
damn.
And so I like it. So I'm hoping they bring that same fire to Lunar New Year Festival and Food and Wine specifically. It's Food and Wine and Festival of Holidays technically this year, or I guess last year for Festival of Holidays was not good. So they're definitely redeeming themselves. And I hope the 70th too brings with it some really cool, fun food offerings as well, that are very happy inspired.
Mm. Jamie Lynn, 23 months. Happy Sunday, Mondo. Danny, just decorating the tree with baby. Since Tokyo Disney Guy came to Disneyland, do we get more creativity with Disneyland and DCA? I sure hope so. That I just hope he has like the ability to like input and steer things in great directions. We want greatness at the parks. I feel like the creativity is going up. That Fantasyland theater just being utilized over and over again. I think that's awesome. I would like a show in there though, but it is what it is. Um, I feel what's his name, Daniel Ju. I think we're gonna see great things with his passion of bringing on new things. And Disneyland Forward is probably going to be a whole lot of that. Uh, Thank you though. That's so cool. You get to spend happy birthday, Christmas with the baby. Um, Danny, how are you feeling about the Eras tour ending? Did you get a chance to go?
Yeah, it's crazy. Like she's one of the longest, most successful tours, right, ever. I was just telling Monda about this. Tonight's the very, very, very last night of the whole thing. So I did get a chance to go when it was here in LA, um, and it was great. And it's crazy to think it was more than a year ago. That's how long this tour has been going, and we were the last stop, technically, of the United States at the time. So it was quite an extension of the tour, and tonight's the last night. And I'm, for all the people that aren't watching us, they're probably watching a live stream of that right
Where,
now.
where is she ending it? Where is this last concert at?
Vancouver, Canada.
Wow. And you went to one of these, didn't you?
Yeah, in Los Angeles.
Los Angeles. Damn. I can't believe she's doing a tour and like has like a, in my opinion, a very successful uh, video of the tour, and then it ended up on Disney Plus. Like it's wild. It's crazy, dude. It's crazy. She's done so much with that tour. It's. I feel like that tour has just been relevant for like ever. Like it's just been a thing. uh, do do you prefer Food and Wine over Boysenberry Fest? Very good question. What do you think about that one? I know the answer for me. Like, easy.
Boysenberry Festival is always a lot of fun. It's honestly like one of my favorite times at Knott's. But sometimes Food and Wine Festival can really bring it. It
I
just depends.
know.
We've had some really great Food and Wine Festival years, and then we've had some really bad ones. And on the really great ones, you're just like, wow, this is so cool. Um, when I think back of more of like the culinary demonstrations they used to do, when there was a lot more premium booking things you could do for Food and Wine Festival, it made it seem so much more like of an experience. They're starting to bring some of those back with the cocktail hour things.
Yeah.
Mondo and I will have to make sure that we're on top of those this time because we always say that, but then we forget because they like sneakily just put them on the website without
They just,
telling anyone.
yeah, they dropped the reservations, and by the time you realize it, they're gone. They're literally gone.
Yeah, but um, I definitely like the Boysenberry Festival. They always bring some really fire options. And Mono and I always have a good time going there and doing all the stuff that they do. So it's a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to that's a goal of mine for 2025, and I'd like to go not only with Mondo more, but with just to Knots in general, because I feel like we've kind of neglected it as a group in 24.
Yeah. For me, I'm gonna go with Food and Wine. Uh, I the like the last 2 years of Boysenberry Festival has been really rough. Um, but if you go before the last 2 years, it was incredible. It was amazing. Um, I think Food and Wine though the last 2 years they like stepped it up a lot. Where I was like, wow, they're doing great. Except for like a couple items that I just feel like they're trolling people. But I would go with Food and Wine. I think I enjoy Food and Wine more the last couple years for me personally. But we're really not that far away from all that, so we'll see. We'll put them into the test soon. We got a super chat from Nicholas. I'm going to Disneyland and DCA on Christmas. What should I expect and what should I do? What should he
Uh,
expect, Danny? You big crowds? No big crowds? I have a feeling. I think
I
it'll
don't
be
know.
kind of calm and then
Yeah,
absolute S show by the evening. That's what I.
yeah. It definitely get there at opening. I know it's really hard, but you know, Christmas Day is going to be, or even if it's Christmas Eve day, whatever one you're picking, you want to make sure you're there at opening, and you want to make sure you're if you're wanting to do lightning lanes, that you're doing that in the morning. I don't really recommend lightning lane if you're not getting there at opening. I recently took some family members that were here. on the Thanksgiving holiday to Disneyland, and we did a full day experience starting in the morning. Lightning Lane was so worth it. We did like 6 or 7 attractions on Lightning Lane, which is like they were so shocked by because they usually go to Walt Disney World, and typically there you can only do like 2 or 3. And
Lightning
so,
Lane at Walt Disney World is complete garbage. Unless you stay on
yeah,
property and you get before everybody else. If you buy it the day of, it is garbage. Lightning Lane is
yeah.
garbage.
So Nicholas, I would say get there early, especially if you're going to do Lightning Lane. Buy that, make your first selection right away, and then honestly, I'm with Mondo. I don't think it's going to be that packed. You have to remember no annual passes at all. There's not a single annual pass that can go during that week. So the only people that will be going on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve day will be people that spent the most money that you can spend on a ticket at Disneyland. So if you bring that into consideration, like that's a lot. So paying the highest amount per ticket, and no annual passes. So there's going to be quite a bit of probably of a feeling of pretty calmness, like Mondo was saying. I don't necessarily know it's going to be mega packed, but it might get so later in the day.
All those people spending that $280 or $260 ticket, they're gonna stay for fireworks. They're gonna watch the parade. You know, they're gonna do all those. So that's why I say the evening will be packed. If you could recommend 2 things that Nicholas should do on his trip, what are they? For me, one of them is World of Color Season of Light. Like you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. For me,
Yeah,
that's one of them. For me. But
yeah.
two
World of Color,
recommendations, Eddie.
World of Color Season of Light for sure. I like the Sleeping Beauty Wintertime Enchantment. It's the snow moment that they do to light up the castle. And you specifically want to get the first one. They do a second one, but at that point, the castle's already lit up. So there's no like, they turn the castle off and then like relight it again. It's fun because they do the snow and everything, but I think it's more fun when the lights haven't turned on yet and they're doing it for the first time, and I think that's usually like at 5 or 5:30. So if you just type in Sleeping Beauty on the search bar of the Disneyland app, you'll see Wintertime Enchantment as like one of the entertainment for the day, and it'll tell you like what your show times are for that day. So just go to the earliest one, do that one. That's really fun. Um, and then definitely go check out all the stuff that's going on over at the like Mondo was saying, the Fantasyland Theater. They got some great festival food over there for the holidays. They've got snow moments happening underneath the canopy there. They've got meet and greet with Santa, meet and greet with characters that you don't normally see. Very easy to meet those characters too,
I know.
in relation to like how they are on Main Street. I feel like it's way easier here to meet those characters. So
and, and like it's just a chill vibe at Fantasyland Theater. Like I don't feel like packed or like antsy. You know what I mean? Because when you're on Main Street or just anywhere, Disneyland gets crazy. It's the
yeah,
Christmas season. Uh, for me, uh, if you watch the fireworks, watch it from the Christmas tree, like all the way in the back of Main Street. You ain't got to be in the crazy crowds in the front or none of that. Watch it from the back of the tree. It's such a perfect spot. The Christmas fireworks show really doesn't have that many projections per se, but all the projections down Main Street are just beautiful as it is. So that's my recommendation, Nicholas. Fireworks at the Christmas tree, and then World of Color Season of Light. Like spectacular way to end your night. It doesn't get better than that. I did it yesterday myself. Uh, Let me see. There was a question I wanted to bring up. Damn. If Disney came to the both of you and asked you, what would you change for Oogie Boogie Bash? What would it be? You got to change one thing, Danny.
we
What?
already know. Mondo and I have the same answer.
Send it back to Disneyland. Oogie Boogie's done, but people buy tickets. I don't know who's buying the tickets. Um, I have an idea of who's the ones buying the ticket. It's the people that just don't go to Disneyland all year. They don't go at all. but their one time they go to Disneyland is Oogie Boogie or just whatever Halloween event they do, and they buy it every year. They just don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Um, let me see. Uh, do you feel it's kind of odd that Disney's still being kind of radio silent on the Phantasmic Dragon? Do you think like they're still full steam? Like we're bringing it back. That dragon, Phantasmic, will be amazing at some point soon or never. Like, how do you feel about the dragon, Danny? Because the dragon, nobody talks about it no more. Uh, Phantasmic is just a shell of itself. It is what it is. But how do you feel? You think uh, research and development from Disney, they're hard at work trying to bring back a dragon, or I guess Imagineering would be part of it. I don't know. What do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been great to see it for the 70th, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know it's at the top of their list right now. They got so many things they're trying to prioritize, so much construction they're trying to prioritize. I don't really know that redoing the Phantasmic Dragon is really like high on that list, especially since the average guest doesn't really know, and they like Phantasmic for what it is they see. You know what I mean? It still brings sellout crowds to that area of Disneyland. It still sells dining plans. It's still, has the music that people love, the pirate ship, the Mark Twain. So in all reality, they don't really like have a need to do that. And the people that remember it from before, they like that, but I feel like people still like that it's there.
Yeah. Disney James says May 16th, Disneyland's 70th anniversary. They're bringing out a brand new Phantasmic. A brand new Phantasmic. And Zapacha says Murphy comes back June with no fire. But is it like an animatronic? Is it a puppet? Like what are they doing? Uh, what's up, Josh? Thank you for joining, man. Uh,
What's going
I
on?
I hope we get just a badass dragon. If it's a puppet, whatever. The show has to have a dragon. The Maleficent just kind of rising up. I don't know. It just doesn't do it. Just doesn't do it, man. For however many years, the dragon is the thing. That's like you just walk away like holy smokes. Um, is there anything that like you were hoping for, or anything that you wanted to be added to the 70th, or everything that's kind of been lined up? You're okay. You're good. How do you feel about it on that end, Danny?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it earlier. I really just wanted to see a new fireworks show. That's kind of like what I was hoping for, something new, something different. That was the only thing that kind of maybe seems a little bit bummer. The what I didn't know, which was kind of cool, is the new Walt Disney animatronics show that's coming to the Lincoln Theater. I didn't know that it would be on an exclusive run at first of just the Walt Disney version. So they're not going to do the version that rotates from the Lincoln to the Walt Disney or the Walt Disney to the Lincoln. They're just going to exclusively show, probably during the whole 70th, the Walt Disney show. So
Mm,
it won't even, you won't be able to see great moments of Mr. Lincoln for a really long time. So I think that's worth mentioning if people are interested in, wanting to see, thinking that like, oh, it's going to come back and it's going to have both. Just make sure that they know when it does come back, it's just going to have that Walt Disney show. It's not going to have the Lincoln show, at least at the beginning.
do you think it's going to be like I feel like there's going to be long lines for this Walt animatronic show. I feel like people around the world are going to travel to this, dude, because we're the only ones that have something like this.
I
We're
know.
like
The
so
only ones that do.
nostalgic. It's freaking
Mhm.
Walt.
So it'll be definitely really cool to see in person. I'm excited to see how they interpreted Walt into animatronics using today's technology. Like people are saying it's good, right? That have seen it already. So I'm excited. This is going to be like my top priority on that opening day. Maybe it even opens early, right? So we have a chance to see it beforehand. But yeah, this is really cool. and it's one of my like top things I was looking forward to after D23. So I'm excited that it's already happening.
Dude, Walt animatronic at Disneyland. I'm still kind of like shocked. I'm shocked that's like a thing that's coming to Disneyland. It's just crazy. Uh, Zapacha says Murphy comes back June with no fire. Same with steam glow lights. Stream coming out of Murphy's mouth with an orange glow. So it's animatronic. Is that that's what people are saying, huh? Crazy. Do you think virtual queue comes a Walt show? I don't think so. I don't think they virtual queue a Walt show. That'll be crazy. You think there's chance? I hope not.
There's no room for a queue there, so I don't know.
Ah, I'm gonna go with the no. I don't think there'll be a virtual queue for a Walt show. That's just crazy talk. Hope you enjoyed the cruise. Thank you. Do you guys experience any motion sickness when cruising? Uh, I have not. Um, on
Mondo
the
gets it post though.
Yeah, I feel you feel motion sickness after the cruise, and I know this sounds weird, but whoever's been on a cruise can relate. Not just a Disney cruise, but just a cruise. You feel like you're still in this mode, like a day after or a couple days after, and your legs are kind of weird. It's really weird. It's just your muscles are all like used to the ship probably moving, and you just don't realize it. But on the ship, I never once was like, wow, we're really shaking today. On the Wonder and the Magic, which are the smaller ships in San Diego, you do feel motion sometimes. But on the Wish, like I couldn't even tell it was moving, honestly. The Walt animatronic will definitely draw crowds. It'll be cool to see Walt in the park because all if not, most of us weren't alive when he was actually there. Will be very emotional for sure. Um, it's just great. I still can't believe we're gonna have a Walt animatronic. Um, I feel the same way after getting off a plane. Dang, you feel like that after a plane? I never felt like that after a plane. But I could see, man. Plane turbulence is like some of the scariest stuff you could ever feel. I hate that feeling. Hate that feeling. Um, to 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 kind of closing thoughts, Danny. Um, do you think there's like any surprises or anything that could still happen, even though they've put out their full schedule when it comes down to Disneyland? Like,
Universal, yeah. But when it comes down to Disneyland, potentially, we don't know like the details of right what's going to happen during Season of the Force. They could be dropping some really awesome meet and greets, that we haven't seen yet in Galaxy's Edge. That'd be really fun. I think the other big thing would be maybe we get some new entertainment for Lunar New Year. We know all the dates for everything, but we don't know like the specifics just yet. So I think 90s night, there's so much that they did in 90s night when it was an event last time that they haven't really called out as that they're doing it again. So there was a bunch of things like they had an R&B, like a 90s R&B river cruise on the Mark Twain. That was like one of my favorite things of the event. I remember it to this day. They even had like a situation inside the Golden Horseshoe. They had a DJ on Main Street. They had a special fireworks show. They recreated that Disney Afternoon Avenue in the Small World Mall area, right in front of It's a Small World, which is where it used to be back in the day at Disneyland. So like they brought back a lot of stuff that used to exist in Disneyland in the 90s, and they brought it back for this event. So I don't know if they're doing all of that because we didn't have the Lion King celebration parade moment or the Mulan parade moment. So that is new. So maybe they're going in a whole new route than they did the last time. So I'm excited to see the interpretation of it this time around. And I hope to get a ticket. And I know Mondo's trying to get 2 days, so
I'm going 2 days. Going 2 days. I want to do it. I want to do it all. Uh, quick question: how do you get invited to media events? I'm asking the same question, Justin. I don't know. I don't get invited by. I don't even get invited by Nas no more. Avatar location announcement coming next year. I hope so. You know, we already got locations at Walt Disney World. They need to drop them at Disneyland. Gosh, it was like something on the top of my head that I really wanted to talk about. Um, man, I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Disneyland. Hmm. Man, I can't think of it. It was like involving construction, but I just can't remember off the top of my head. Um, all right. Any content or anything to look forward to on your end, Danny, from like YouTube or podcasts?
yeah, new podcasts for sure. Talking about a lot of this stuff, going into a little bit more detail. If you guys want the fine tune comb for all this, like we'll talk about that on the podcast. I put out a video of Mondo and I doing Knott's Merry Farm. If you are planning to do that in the time that Disneyland's closed and you haven't done it yet, go ahead and watch that video. And we showed you kind of like the things that we tried and the things you can't miss, like Mickey, the Snoopy Night Before Christmas ice show, or as Mondo calls it, Snoopy on Ice.
Snoopy on
Uh, and then just the Home for the Holiday show is another one. Like just all these really fun things. The snow moment, the tree lighting. Knott's really brings the fire when it comes to Merry Farm. So check out that video if you haven't already on my YouTube channel. And then the podcast is called the 5571 Podcast, and we'll be doing an episode just on this stuff, and it'll be coming out this week.
Somebody messaged me on Instagram and they said that yes, the Frozen float will be coming back at Disneyland. So I don't know how much validity to put to that. But damn, that's good to know. Also, too, on the Paint the Night, we're gonna get a brand new ending because Zippity Doodah was the ending. So that's gonna be exciting.
True.
What has been your favorite holiday food this season, Mondo Danny? I still have yet to try a lot of foods. I really only tried the pumpkin spice bread pudding from Aunt Cass Cafe. Other than that, I just haven't had a chance. Lots of times before I go to Disneyland, like I'll eat dinner or lunch before I go to the parks. That's been happening to me too. When I go to Universal, I'm like, oh, damn, I already ate lunch to try like a new Wicked food item or whatever. I haven't even tried none of those.
Yeah.
But everybody
I
said,
enjoy the turkey potato. So like it's basically all the Thanksgiving stuffing and turkey and everything inside a baked potato over at Troubadour Tavern at the Fantasyland Theater. That's probably my favorite thing this holiday season so far. And then besides that, I really liked the holiday like berry paloma over in the Festival of Holidays. That was really good, and also um, the peanut butter fudge like cake, that was really good for me too. So there was a lot of really great options at Food and Wine, or the Festival of Holidays over at DCA. But I think the mashed potato at Troubadour Tavern just topped everything.
yeah, I gotta try some things. I'll be at Disneyland next week, so maybe I could try one or two things. I'm not. I feel like for me, it's too late to buy a sip and savor. It's just too much food. It's too much food. Are you planning to go to Epic in May? No, I don't. I don't. I want nothing to do with the heat and the crowds of May in Orlando. No, thank you. You got to try either the tamale or the chicharron at Festival of Holidays. I would love a tamale. I haven't had a tamale in so long. Uh, chicken chicharron. What? Chicken chicharron. The pulled pork cornbread bake was good. I don't even know where to get that. That sounds good. I like cornbread. Which projection show is returning in January? Probably Mickey's Mixed Magic. I don't doubt. It's not. It's not Wondrous Journey. I know that. It's probably Mickey's Mixed Magic. All right. I think that's it for today. Um, I'm very excited. We got a bright future with all these celebrations and big events happening in Disneyland. And at the same time, what I'm looking forward to construction, Avenger Campus construction, Porto's construction. Soon enough, so and everybody in the chat was saying a new dragon construction. Things are going to heat up on like a update perspective when it comes down to Disneyland. So I'm very excited for that. And we have a lot of restaurants. Talk about food. The whole Park Place, is that what it's called, Danny? The one next to Din Tai Fung Park Place
Parkside,
Marketplace. Parkside.
Parkside Market. Yeah.
Parkside Market. There's like 4 restaurants coming just right there. And then we have Barbecue Steakhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wonderful World of Sweets with that popcorn.
yeah, and World of Sweets. And then eventually Portos. And probably like 2 other things that we just don't know exist yet. Damn. It's crazy. Dude, it's crazy. And we have Insomnia Cookies coming to City Walk. You gotta throw it in there. But yeah, it's gonna be very exciting. For Knott's, we have Montezuma, and maybe something comes to that Camp Snoopy spot in the grass area that just gets decorated and nothing happens. So we'll see. We'll keep a close eye on Knott's. I can't wait to be back though to Knott's, Danny.
I know.
Just to keep tracking meal plans. Oh, before we get out of here, I want to show one thing, just to talk a little bit about Knott's. Somebody tagged me. Where is it? Oh, it went away from my story. I think I screenshotted it. I'm pretty sure I screenshot this food item. I think it was Old Time Thrills tagged me on Instagram. I sent it to my mom because I was like, because she asked me like, what should I try at Knott's? Let me go to my mom's text real quick. It's I guess I should just post this on my story again. Let me see. So it's an open face breakfast sandwich. Yeah, let me show this real quick. It's just loading. There it is. I want to get to Disney. I want to get a Knott's and try this thing, Danny. Open face breakfast sandwich. This is the best breakfast item at Knott's. They have options between bacon, ham, or veggies. They let me mix and match, and it was fire. And it's also on the meal plan. Look at that. I want some of that. Dude, French fries for breakfast. That was from Old Time Thrills. Awesome follow on the Instagram. So I want to get there for that. All right. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Appreciate your guys' support. And I think Disneyland is like my next trip. I might go to Universal. I don't know, but oh look, our Knott's Adventure, that breakfast sandwich is good. We loved it. They only serve it to 11 a.m. So I got to get a Knott's by like 9 or 10, or I don't even know how early they open. I got to get there early. I want to try that. Then I could get 2 meal plans. I'm for sure going to be there for
And Mondo's got to renew too. He hasn't renewed yet.
Yeah, I got to renew. I think I'm just going to renew to the regular still, Danny. I don't think I'm going to go to the full Monty. What is it called again? Platinum? Prestige. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to go to Prestige.
You gotta go into that. You gotta go into that lounge and get the parking, Mondo. It's worth it.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. But thank you guys so much. Please check out Danny's new video at Knott's Berry Farm, or Knott's Merry Farm. Super good. Smash that like button. We are firing it down, firing it down. The Cali Bay, just as Danny are calling it a day. I'm the main host, Mondo.